Good morning, everybody. We are back. The show is called a TBR SSF Show. It is myself, the Saubrey Boyz Walefatshe. I'm joined by Thabiki. Unfortunately, Saddam could not join us. He's got issues with internet. Not only that, Sepang, I can't reach him. I don't know what's happening. Shakes has been difficult these few days to reach him. Yeah, so those are some of the challenges that we are facing, but we'll have to soldier on. I'm not feeling well myself, but what can we do? We'll have to do what we are supposed to do. Thabiki, welcome to the show and greet the viewers.
Good morning to yourself and Tata Shabalala. I hope you get well very soon. And then I'd like to say good morning to the viewers. Yeah, looking forward to a lovely show as usual. Thank you.
Um, I want to say to people out there, it's important that you subscribe, because when you subscribe, that give us the numbers, which will give us some strength, so that we can improve the product, because the product has to be improved at some point in terms of investing on the equipment that needs to be used. All right. In terms of investing, in terms of the research that should be done. So it is to our benefit, all of us, if the numbers increase. But I must say I'm very pleased with the numbers. The numbers are very, very good, and they are increasing. The comments, but keep on doing that. Thabiki, there's quite a lot to discuss. We know that it's Nedbank Cup this coming weekend. But I want to share something that I once shared at some point. And then, so I'll be sharing it because I think it's very important in terms of history. But before I go there, remember today is the 11th of April. This is the date of the anniversary of the tragedy that happened at Ellis Park some years back. And then, it would have been nice for Saddam to be here as the president of Supporters Association, whatever they call it, Santui, to give us an indication. Remember, here in Tembisa, we lost about 5 people. That's how we love football in Tembisa. So, condolences to the families. I know it's not easy to lose their loved ones, but you know what? Only God knows. So, yeah, this is it. Now, Thabiki, do you know Pirates? Who formed Pirates? Do you know that?
For me, it's difficult to say because I'm always hearing stories that Jomo's father owned it. I'm not sure if Ivan Koza bought it from the Koza family. I mean, from the Sono family. So I'm not sure who formed Pirates. I'm not sure whether Pirates was a team, maybe from a certain area. It was owned by a group of people, but it still remains a mystery to me. Like who formed it? Like who's the person who came up with the idea to form Orlando
It
Pirates?
was it was a gentleman called Makepula. That is why Pirates they are called Amakepula.
Esgamakepo.
Yes, Gamakepula. Yeah. The guy, he forced people to invade land, all right, to nowadays called Soweto. So that is why they are called Ezimnyama Ngenkani, ezagebhula umhlaba kamasipala. So that is from there. That is from there. So Makepula is the guy who formed Orlando Pirates. So and then that's the history, but I'll share it a little bit later because I wanted to at some point I did share it, but I wanted to share it again so that because I also saw Saddam sharing it, which is quite good. That's history that people should know. Now, Let's move on, Thabiki, because there's quite a lot to discuss.
Okay.
Let's go to our league standing. Remember the position one is gone. All right, the position one is gone. So we can't talk about the position one now. So the only thing that we can talk about it's a position two, which has become very crucial now. And then I'm sure we need to look at that. Position two, not only position two, we also have to look at number 8. Who's going to occupy position number 8? The last one, all right? Now, here are the Sundowns. Well, we know now. Sundowns, they're enjoying themselves. All the time when they are playing, they get a guard of honor.
And like for me, from my side, they're actually preparing for next season in the league. So here at home, they're already finished. They are just left with the Nedbank Cup. So I can actually say they are preparing for the Nedbank quarterfinals. So the league is totally gone.
But how do you
out
like
of reach
it?
for the other team?
How do you like it? They get
for
the
me,
guard of honor. They are the kings.
They are the champions. They must be honored. They must be given the respect when they enter the soccer pitch. So big ups to Mamelodi Sundowns from my side.
It's a pity. It's a pity they've played Chiefs already. Chiefs
no, I wouldn't like that. I wouldn't like that again. It's not nice.
The guard of honor. and Pirates with them giving them a guard of honor.
Yeah.
So that's nice. But let me tell you, I really wanted them to lose against Swallows. That was my wish. The reason is very simple.
Sundowns to move out there.
No, I wouldn't be happy. I will never be happy for Swallows to go to the relegation, man. Sundowns, Swallows it's an old man of the league, man. So a thing like this one, it's a tradition. We need to keep them. But a good one for Swallows to get 1 point. And then I hear the chairman of Swallows said, "Hey, I'm relieved. We got a 1 point." When you're going to play Sundowns, they are not sure whether you get 5, you get 10. So it's a sleepless night. I said, "I'm done. I've got a point."
Yeah.
That was a well-deserved point. I don't know. Do you want to say something quickly?
Yeah, looking at the log standings there, it was a very, very important point for them. They are in number 13. You look at Gala, you look at Chipa, you look at Gallants, you look at Maritzburg United, then Amazulu, it's also there in the relegation fight, if I must add that also. So even Stellenbosch, TS Galaxy, they are not out of the woods, you understand? So yeah, it's going to be difficult for number 8, number 7 to get away from that relegation fight, because these teams down there, they still have to fight each other. So they're going to destroy each other. Some of them there, you look at Richards Bay, how they started, they were on form, they occupying position 1 sometime. Now they've occupied position 2 for the longest time. Look at where they are, But then for me, they performed good. I've never seen them down there, but they must try and collect at least 9 points. They'll be safe, or 7 points for me. They'll be safe from the relegation.
Is it a solution for the club bosses to change coaches? We've seen that Amazulu, I don't know what Sandler is telling us. He's saying this guy is redeployed. I don't understand. What is this? Is the guy redeployed, or is the guy fired, or what? He becomes a technical director. And then, I don't know, what does the coach report to him when he failed? What is the meaning of all this? And then you have Chipa United. Chipa is like a joke, man. You don't know what's happening. People who go to Chipa, we understand that Lenkis now has been redeployed. I don't know. It's just a mess. And then I hear Dentlade at some point say, at Chipa, he was working without contract. But what's happening in South Africa? People work without contract, so there's no professionalism at all. I don't know whether the former soccer player, it's a question of being desperate, wanting to at least get started. and then go to an extent of working without contract and so on. So I don't know. But now let's talk about position 2. Who's gonna take it? Pirates, Super Sport, Kaizer Chiefs. Let me see. No, Cape Town City, they look to be very far to go to position 2. I think the 3 teams are going to battle for that, which is Pirates, Super Sport, and Kaizer Chiefs. According to you, who do you think will definitely take position 2? Don't be subjective, just be objective.
Okay, I'm going to start from the bottom there. At the end of the season, I see Chippa United at number 16.
No, I'm talking about number 2.
You're talking about the top positions. Okay.
Yeah, number 2. Who's gonna take number 2?
It's going to be very difficult. But as we look at the log standings, and the goal scored and the goal scored against, I see Orlando Pirates. They have an advantage, because of their record also. But I can't put my head on the block for now and say Pirates is going to take it, or Super Sport or Kaizer Chiefs, because this thing might change in the next game. Pirates might draw, and then the next thing Chiefs is it's on top. I mean, Super Sport is on number 2, or Pirates and Super Sport might lose, and then the next thing Chiefs is there on top. You see, it's another thing. You see. So it's going to be very interesting and then very nice to look at the competition for number 2 and number 3, because I know number 3 will go to CAF Confederation. So yeah, for number 4, it's no continental what you call continental football for them.
Pirates seems to be very consistent. And remember, consistency brings that confidence and stability. That might play a major role. And it seems as if Pirates are picking up at the right time. Are picking up at the right time. Chiefs, their disaster is still at the back. At the back, I don't know what's happening. I don't know what was going on Dove's head. In terms of clearing the ball, go for safety, I don't know what was he trying to do. So I don't know. That's a very worrying factor in terms of Kaizer Chiefs. Super Sport, yes, they are very consistent. But if you ask me, among these 3, Pirates seems to be having a better chance. But like you are saying, one game can change everything. But we'll see as time goes on. Yeah, and then so that is what I see as far as Orlando Pirates and Kaizer Chiefs and Super Sport is concerned. Now, remember, before we go any further, I just want to remind you that remember this week is it's Nedbank Cup, and then after a very long time, we see the big teams, which are Sundowns, Pirates, and Kaizer Chiefs having qualified for the next round. This sound good for Nedbank. This sound like a very successful Nedbank. Remember this 3, they have a pulling power in terms of the crowd. So what to take? I know we always start with Saddam. Saddam said they are going to Durban this week, and then they'll be leaving. I think it's BP Garage and all that. Unfortunately, it's not here to give us all those details. So what's your take? What do you see is going to happen this coming weekend?
For me, Pirates is going to be in the Nedbank Cup semi-final. With their form, looking at their current form at the moment, they're playing Dondol Stars. What's this Dondola Stars? So I see them in the semi-final. As for Mamelodi Sundowns versus Stellenbosch, it's a tough one, but the Mamelodi Sundowns will manage. Will be in the semi-final too. And then there's Chippa versus Sekhukhune. I think Chippa there must just let go of the Nedbank, try and save their status. Sekhukhune through to the semis. And there's this tough one, Royal AM versus Kaizer Chiefs. It's a tough one. Royal AM gives Chiefs trouble always when they play. Even if Chiefs is kind of was dominating their last 2 fixtures, but it's going to be a tough one. I cannot call this one and say Chiefs will be in the semi-final. It's going to be a difficult one to call.
Look,
But in Pirates, yeah.
Chiefs are known to be the cup specialists, or
Yes, yes.
are known to be the team that are very strong when it comes to cup. So you cannot rule them out, you know. So anything can happen, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, I see that Saddam has sent me something. I'll try to see where I can share it. Now, this is the
Okay.
guy that I wanted to tell you about. This is the guy who formed Orlando Pirates, James Sofasonke Mbanza, right? And then he was known as Makepula, Maminzela. That is why Orlando Stadium is called Maminzela is good. So this is the man who wrote a letter to the authorities for the stadium to be built, Orlando Stadium, as it is known today, Orlando Stadium. So this is the man who formed the foundation, and then he formed a club called the Orlando Boys FC. That was in 1937. Then in 1939, the team was renamed to Orlando Pirates. So yeah, you know, this is a nice history. I'm sure Pirates fans need to have this one. Thabino, this is a very nice history to have. So yeah, this is what I wanted to share with you. And then yeah, to say Orlando Pirates was formed by Makepula. Now, I also want to share with you in terms of the English Premier League. It's happening there. It's tight. I'm just going to look those that are very, very tight. I deliberately decided not to do La Liga because it looks like La Liga it's almost finished. Although there's still a lot of games to play. I saw Barcelona played a draw last night, and then yeah, there's a bit of a struggle there. There's issues there. We'll discuss later about the issue of Barcelona. Now, Arsenal, you know, at 73 points after 30 games, and Man City at number two after 29 games with 67. And remember, they have one game on hand. If they can play that one, so they can go at 70. So the difference will only be 3 points. And remember, these two are still going to play. All right. So their game, it's very, very crucial. I listened to Arteta speaking up, no, not Arteta, Pep Guardiola speaking about Arteta. He said, you know, when he was with Arteta, he traced their relationship from when they were still at at Spain, Barcelona. And then he said the guy who was very close to Arteta told him about Arteta, how knowledgeable he is. So when he went to English, he confessed that English Premier League is the toughest league in the world. He said when he went there, because he didn't know much about the league, he said Arteta would tell him exactly how the opponent are going to play, whether it be Stoke in terms of transition, in terms of set pieces and so on. He said, he told me, then he said, I realized that this guy has knowledge about English football. He then said, that influenced me to decide to make him my assistant. Then something very nice that he said, you know, when we were playing with all the teams against England, after scoring, you'd see Arteta jumping around, being excited and so on. But only one team, when you score against them, you wouldn't see him jumping. That was Arsenal. Then he said, then I then realized this guy loves this team. He loves Arsenal, you know? But he said his attitude has always been because he believes that the guy is good. If there's any team that will come for him, he wouldn't stand between him and his destiny. He would allow him to go. Then he said, you know what? Fortunately, Arsenal, the team that he thinks Arteta loves so much, and then came. Then he said, no, I allowed him to go. He even went further and say, it's like me, Pep Guardiola. If Barcelona can call me now, I'll leave. I'll go to Barcelona because that's my team. I said, gee, this guy is so brave. So I don't know. What do you think? Who do you think will win the league?
Yeah, it's becoming tougher and tougher every weekend. Hey, looking at the log standings, game in hand, they still have a game to play. You also have to look at the teams they have to play against. It's going to be a tough one for both of them, you know. It's going to be a tough one. It's not only going to be them playing against each other. They might play to a goalless draw or to a draw, and then, you know, Arsenal will go through to win the league. So it's going to be difficult. You know, Arsenal also want to beat Manchester City. That one we must put it on point that Manchester City has beaten them twice this season already in a cup and then here in the league. So you can see when they played them in the cup last time, how did it end? So it's going to be a very difficult one. Looking at the game on Sunday versus Liverpool, Arsenal, you can see Arsenal really played well in the first half until Liverpool brought their A game to the match. So it's going to be a really difficult one, I must say, you know.
But you know, I
And
think
then and then
one of the biggest. Okay, you were saying quickly. Um,
yeah, and then looking at the numbers also, they, you know, they're not far from each other in terms of goals against and then goals for. So it's going to be very interesting because you can see that they are very close to, you know, they are very close.
Now let's look at because I think the biggest game for Arsenal is them against Newcastle. Newcastle are on form, and Newcastle are doing well.
Yes.
If they beat that, if they beat Newcastle, two games that Arsenal should do. They should beat Man City. They should beat Newcastle.
There's Chelsea also.
No, I'm saying if they can beat
Yeah.
Man City and Newcastle, the
Yes.
chances are great for them to win the
Yeah.
league. And
You
now
know, they are
let's
playing they're playing Newcastle. I think it's their last game of the season.
no, I'm saying Arsenal.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, I'm saying Arsenal. If they win those two games, and then
Yes.
yeah, and then now let's look at top four. Top four. Tottenham Hotspur, they're breathing strongly on Man United's
Yeah.
neck. All right, and then it would be very pleasing to see Newcastle qualifying,
But
for Champions League.
Champions League.
They have,
Yes, yes.
they have repositioned themselves. They have resources now. It would have been very nice. And then what's your take about Man United? Because we see the rejuvenated Man United. Remember, they've already won a title. It would be nice if Ten Hag qualifies for the Champions League. If Ten
Yeah,
Hag qualifies for the Champions League, that would be the great season for him. Yes, quick one.
yeah. It would be great to have Manchester United in the Champions League. You know, so for me, good luck to Manchester United and Hag. You know, including there our very own Benny McCarthy. It would
Mm,
be very interesting, but I still want to see Newcastle there. I don't think Tottenham will topple those two either way. I don't think
mm,
so. I don't see them going over those teams. Those teams are very good at the moment. You know, especially looking at their form. Newcastle, they've been winning. You know, I think they've won 5 games now in a row. If I'm not
Newcastle.
talking,
All right.
yeah. So for me, they must forget about position number 3. Maybe rather focus on what you call on toppling Manchester United.
Now let's move on quickly because time is working against us. The Bundesliga, for the first time after many, many years, Bundesliga, it's neck on neck. It's Bayern Munich right on top. And then Dortmund, the difference is not so huge. And they're equal in terms of the games. And then the difference is not so huge. And then I don't know, are we going to see the new champions in terms of Dortmund taking the championship? That would be nice to see Dortmund taking the championship because that would bring, to break the monotony of Bayern Munich always taking that. What do you want to say about that?
For me, I don't think that's gonna happen this season because 2 weeks ago, Borussia Dortmund was on top. They lost to Bayern Munich, and then you know when Bayern Munich at this time of the season they at the top. Nobody's going to remove them. Only Dortmund themselves lost the league to what you call to Bayern Munich, I must say.
Now let's go to French Liga 1. PSG are on top of the log, and then 6 points in difference. But if you look at there in terms of, let me see, they've played same games, okay? And then if PSG is to win the league, two things should happen. They are playing Lens this coming weekend. That's a final. They should beat Lens this weekend. After beating Lens, they need only a draw. They need only a draw, then they've taken the league. Because even if Lens, I've done my statistics, my numbers, let me check quickly in terms of the numbers that I have done. If Lens, I mean PSG, they are remaining with about how many games? I think they need to play about 30 games, all right? So if they win 90, it's 5 games, about 15 points, all right? Let's say if they get 4 points, they will go up to 81 points. And then if Lens get about 4 games, because I'm not sure they'll all win all their remaining games, it will be 75. If Bayern Munich win, I mean PSG win 3 games, it will be 78. If Lens win 3 games, it will be 71. So yeah, it's gonna be really tough. And then yeah, we will watch the space and see what's happening. And then yeah, I know there have been a lot of noise in what is called in France. And the last game, Messi showed that he's the best, you know. And then yeah, and then so I want to go to the Messi special quickly. I want to share the transportation of Saddam before we leave. Let me see. Now, I've already moved directly to the Messi special. Now let's see what happened. Remember, the Ballon d'Or is already loading. Ballon d'Or 8 is already loading. I hope you see this one. I don't think you see. Let me share with you. Ballon d'Or number 8 is already loading, all right? And I can see campaign has started. You know, Messi's been pipped against Erling Haaland. Messi's been pipped against Mbappe, but the numbers don't lie. You know, Messi deserves Ballon d'Or number 8.
They also throw Benzema in there too, you know.
Yeah, but the numbers don't lie. Let's look at the last 3 games. Messi has contributed, has scored 4 goals and 2 assists. Mbappe in the past 4 games, nothing. No goals, no assists. But who's getting booed? Huh? It's Lionel Messi again. You know, it's Messi again who's getting booed all the time. So as I say to you, Ballon d'Or number 8 is already loading. I'll keep on trying to share with you so that you see what I'm talking about. Now let's see. I said they've brought Erling Haaland to the mix. But if you look at the goal contribution, Lionel Messi's got 58 at the age of 35, all right? Mbappe 52, Erling Haaland 50. And these two guys are 24 and 24 and 23 and 21, all right? But this is the numbers, the 35-year-old. So now I'm not talking about only that. I can give you a lot of issues that shows that the numbers don't lie, because Lionel Messi is leading with everything in terms of men of the matches. He is still the best. So those are some of the things that I want to share. And then I also want to share what happened in terms of the last game that they played, in terms of statistics. Remember the last game, he became man of the match again. And remember, who's getting booed again is Messi. Look at the statistics of the game. Messi got 8, Mbappe 6.2, all right? And then these are the last 3 games. And then 8.1, 6.9, 8.3, 6.9. But who are they booing all the time? It's Lionel Messi. So I think it's not about booing per se. It's about making sure that he doesn't win the Ballon d'Or. Ballon d'Or number 8, which I think it's loading for me. And then and that's it. And now the other thing that we need to look at: who said this season has been very bad for Lionel Messi? Because I think he has done well. Look, 2021, 2022, I got this one from ESPN, so I need to acknowledge that. And then 2021, 2022, he played 34 games, 11 goals, 14 assists. Now, 2023, already played 33, 18 goals. In fact, it's 19 now, because this was not capturing the last goal that he scored. And then even the assist, it's about 18. So I don't know. That is why I'm saying Ballon d'Or number 8 is loading. So I'm referring to his season when people says, now remember, he's not only supposed to win the Ballon d'Or. You know, he's supposed to win what? The Ligue 1 Player of the Year. Because in Ligue 1, this is what is happening. When it comes to most goal contribution, it's Messi who's leading the entire league. Most assists, Messi is leading. Most chances created, Messi leading. Most rated player, Messi leading. And PSG is on top of the log. All right. So now, I think where he's being beaten is most goals, which is Mbappe leading between Mbappe and Ben Yedder, between the two. Even Mbappe's goals, Messi has contributed a lot. So that is why I'm saying Ballon d'Or number 8 is already loading. And all what you see in terms of the campaign is to make sure that, he's downplayed so that at the end of the day, people think that he has done nothing. Now, what do you want to say, Thabiki, as far as what I've said?
For me, jealous down, and Messi is always performing at his best. At his best, I mean, he should be given what he deserves. Player of the season, just like let me say in the World Cup, you saw that Mbappe won by 1 goal versus Messi, got the golden boot. He'll also get the golden boot here in the Liga 1, but Messi will get player of the season to show that he's still king, he still reigns, and he'll also win the French Liga 1. That's how I see things at the moment. So Mbappe, his time will come. Right now, let the king sit on the throne, which is Messi. Mudimo Bolo. Thank you.
Yeah, no, I'm sure they are trying all their best to ensure that he doesn't win this one. The campaign is very, very strong. But you know what? We will always come and defend Mudimo Abola, as you said. He deserves it, man. He deserves it. And I haven't even mentioned other accolades, because there are a number of accolades that one can mention when it comes to man of the match. He beats everybody in La Liga. Not only in La Liga, I mean, even in World Cup. I don't remember Mbappe winning man of the match in World Cup, okay? So I don't know. What would be the fact that would give, if Messi doesn't win this one, it will be a tragedy in football. But we have seen that before, where he was supposed to win it and then he didn't win it. So we'll never be surprised. Now, my last input is this one. And also I want to share with you to say, I know there is a debate where Messi is going to play. My wish, I want him to go to Barcelona. That's all I want. I know that a lot of people are against that. And then, for the first time I hear ESPN criticizing Mbappe. I said, now, what a fresh air, what a fresh air. Now, this is a trip. Saddam, they're going to Devon. This is Tembisa branch. They're going there. And then, as you can see, they're playing Royal AM on Sunday. And then they are traveling from the 15th and then coming back on the 17th. And then departing time is 9 o'clock on the 15th. And then the price is 600 rand. So, Thabiki, thank you very much, and then much appreciated for taking your time to come. So very soon we'll be on load shedding. So unfortunately, our people might not get the show on the time that they used to get it. Thank you very much, Thabiki. Bid them farewell. Bid the viewers farewell.
Lovely topic. Thank you very much. Thank you for the viewers. Please, they must continue to like and subscribe to our channel, and then don't forget to leave a comment. We are always open for criticism, and then at least it will make us grow in a way. So thank you very much for the lovely show. Thank you.
I must say thank you very much to Roald Mpiane, who's my neighbor here, College Adam Machi. He is always commenting, on our shows. He throw comments. We appreciate. We know that is your time for you to watch the show and then bring in a comment. So we really appreciate. And there are a lot of people who are doing quite well for us. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. Thank you. Hello, everybody. My name is the Saubrey Boyz Walefatshe from a TBR Solution. TBR Solution is a financial company that helps people to be financially savvy. I'm sure these days you are aware that prices are very up in terms of petrol, in terms of goods and services. Prices are very, very high. Now, these days, we are on a campaign to help those members of GPF or government employees, especially if you are 55 years old or above and you are contemplating to resign or go on pension in 3 months' time. Give us a call or drop us a WhatsApp, then we'll call you back so that we help you to get your money expeditiously, as compared to sometimes people get their money after a long time. We will then transfer your money from GPF to Allen Gray, whom we have a relationship with. And the good news is, once the money has been transferred, you will choose how much you want to earn. If you happen to pass on, your spouse will also get the same amount. Then if it happens that both of you passes on, you would have appointed or selected beneficiaries. It could either be your children or anyone else. And there's nothing like age limit that they must be 22 or below. Even if they're above 22, they'll be able to get the inheritance from you. So that's how flexible it is. And then I know that sometimes people, they worry about medical aid and all that. We also have with other partners who assist you to get a medical aid. So if you want to learn more and get more information pertaining to that, just drop us a WhatsApp. We'll therefore come back to you. I thank you.